Knockout legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today we're going to talk about Zhang and some comments he made post-fight from the fight what he had, the Zang versus Joyce 2 fight. So with no further ado, play the clip and then I'll unpack what he says after.
You did what you did tonight.
怎么做到的？我在平时训练中做到的，在平时训练中我练的什么，今天我就要用它，把它全部用出来。
This is how exactly I do in the training. I carry that to the ring. That's it.
You promised.
OK。谢谢我的团队，谢谢教练肖恩 George， 谢谢我的经纪人 Len Brother and Kurt， 谢谢我的体能教练 Scooter， 谢谢我的理疗师 Casey， 谢谢我的中医按摩师王斌，谢谢你们。
That's a long list of thank you. Coach Sean George, strength conditioning coach Scooter, Terry and Tommy Lang, Scott, and Cassie, physical therapist, and Wang Bing, which is a massager.
Tell me this, Joe Joyce had been going through absolutely everyone in the heavyweight division until he ran into this man. What is it about this man that was so difficult for Joe Joyce to overcome over 2 fights?
乔伊斯把所有人打败了，在你这儿栽了2回跟头，你有什么特别的地方
？So， 我应该更努力。我比较幸运。为什么幸运？因为我努力，越努力越幸运。
I'm just lucky, you know. I think my luck comes from my hard work, but you know, everybody should work hard if you want to be lucky.
He came in heavier than he did last time. Did he feel any different in there to you this time?
乔伊斯增重了，你有感觉吗
？Yeah， 但是那昨天我就讲过，他增重效果怎么样，只能到今天的比赛场上见到。Yeah, Chinese power.
Don't stick it in his mouth. Don't stick it in his mouth. Hey, listen, Zang. Go on, can translate.
He definitely felt the difference. But as he said in the press conference, the heavier, the slower.
Let me ask Zhang one thing. Look, there's a lot of heavyweights that want to fight you now, including this man. I'm sure there's plenty more.
I
Who do you want to fight?
I want it. Zang, would you fight me?
他以前都拒绝过我的比赛，在我没有比赛的时候，我找他打，他就拒绝我，他不给我比赛。
When I had no fights, you turned me down.
Listen.
你说你不
？Okay, basically that's a no. Is that a no? Yes or no? That's the simple answer. Would you fight me? Yes or no?
那 yes or no 啊？
现在你只能在后面排队，因为我下一个目标是泰森福利，还不是你。
Let's all get in the line. Let's all get in the line.
In line? No. Chisora War don't get in line. Either you take the deal or not.
Yeah. 确实拉会排队，因为我下一
Think about it. Congratulations. Think about it. Yeah. We have some. I love the way you fight, bro. And make sure if you want to, I want to fight you, 100%. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you so much, Dereck Chisora. Let's get a final word from Zhilei Zhang here. You know Dereck Chisora wants to fight you. Who do you want to fight? Who does Zhilei Zhang want next? You have this belt. You can get a world title shot. Who do you want?
现在想打谁？
泰森福利。中间本来和泰森福利已经接近谈判，现在中间乔伊斯跳出来2番战 ，OK， 现在把路障扫清了。泰森福利，我们来吧。
I was very close to make a deal with Tyson Fury until Joe Joyce activated his rematch clause. Now no more barriers. The road is clear. Let's do it.
What happens if you fight Tyson Fury? What happens?
泰森福利结果预测
一样的。
Same thing.
Chinese power?
Yes, Chinese power and Chinese speed.
Congratulations.
So from that clip there, we get pretty honest assessment of the fight, and I think he is being modest when he says it was luck and just hard work, because Zhilei Zhang kind of knew he had Joe Joyce's number based off how Joe Joyce's fights, and I think he knew because he was a southpaw and he could fight in the way he could fight and had power in both hands, he at some point would have Joyce's number. From the first fight where he managed to basically stop Joyce by mashing up his eye, he knew that he had Joyce's number. So when Joyce come in the second fight and Joyce tried to stay away from that, it kind of made Joyce look like he was a bit lacking of confidence and a bit tentative to actually take injury to the eye. In a way, it's a bit of irony in the sense that he did the same thing to Daniel Dubois after Daniel Dubois knocked his mother, because his mother has eye problems. And when Daniel said that, I think that was out of character of Daniel, because he doesn't seem very malicious or very vindictive in that way of being. But like, I don't know, maybe the moment and the way the fight got built up, and just to sell the fight, he said something that he shouldn't have said. That's probably totally out of character of him, because he doesn't really say much. So I don't know. But anyway, the irony is that the same thing he did to Daniel got done to him, but he didn't quit or didn't stop himself. The referee and the doctor stopped the fight. So in the second fight, when he tried to stay away from basically Zhang's left, Zhang already had power in his right hand, so he got caught with the right hook. But anyway, back onto the comments that were made in the interview, with the introduction of Dereck Chisora saying he wants to fight him, and him bombing the interview, a few things that can be of note. Zhang's not going to give anyone just the opportunity to fight and win the WBO interim title. He's 40. He knows he has not a lot of time left, and he turned pro very, very late. Same with Joyce as well. He probably turned pro too late. I think a lot of boxers that stay in the amateurs, they probably make the decision when they turn pro because they need to make money and think that they're ready. But like, I think sometimes you should throw caution to the wind and basically start fighting in the pros, because fighting in the pros is different from the amateur system. And also you need to work on your stamina so you can fight 12 rounds. So the quicker you get into 10-12 round fights at a higher level, the better you are on the world stage to fight world class contenders and to fight in world title fights. So there is that there in itself, especially at heavyweight, because if you're carrying a lot of weight like 20 stones, you need to be able to condition yourself to be able to carry that all the way through 12 rounds. And if you need to move, you need to be at least active for at least a good 8 rounds and be able to coast for another 4 rounds to get your breath back. So whether it's in 3 or 4 round spurts and then you have a round off and then you come back in again in another 3 or 4 round spurts, you need to be able to condition and have stamina and then have the energy to do that, which is going to be hard if you're 20 stone. And especially if the person that you're fighting is either taller than you or shorter than you and quicker than you or got longer reach than you or just better at placing shots and timing, it's going to be hard. So it's just a puzzle that you have to figure out, especially when you're the bigger man or you're fighting with the bigger guys. But anyway, back to Zhang with Dereck Chisora and the comments that Dereck Chisora made. Dereck Chisora is pretty savvy, and it's a smart tactical move, that marketing move, to get in on the interview to put it on Zhang to actually make a fight. So by throwing his ring in the hat, there is an option there that if Zhang maybe wants to have a keep busy fight while he's waiting for his mandatory shot to be called, he can fight Dereck Chisora, because Dereck Chisora knows he's going to bring money and Zhang's following will bring money as well. And not just that, with him being under 258 management and also with the Saudis there to back him, I think he's in a good position to command another fight with somebody, which would actually be a good fight. Me personally, I think Zhang would win. I think Dereck would try and make it ugly, but I do actually think Zhang would win. He's too big. I think he's just too big and too strong. Dereck would have to try and get him out of there sooner than later, and I don't know if he could do that, because the last fight we saw, even though it was like a bit of a tear up, he looked old. He did actually look old in that fight, so I don't know, but I think Zhang would win that fight. But it'd be interesting to see, to be fair, and it would bring in the fans, because the fans are going to watch Dereck no matter what, because he's going to have a tear up. You know what I mean? I think when Dereck looks really old and starts to get knocked out a lot quicker in fights and gets punished, then I think that's when the fans will just probably call time on Dereck. But I think Dereck needs to actually retire now and rest. He's had too many wars anyway, so You know what I mean? But money talks, money talks, money talks. But with him saying as well, Zhang, that when he wanted to fight, you didn't want to fight him, it kind of serves people right, because when the opportunity is there, maybe they should take it, because you could have made the money then. And if you beat Zhang, then you probably would have had more of a push to get a bigger fight. So I don't know. But I think it's a case of him being not known. And once he's known, then the marketability is there, so you can sell the fight. And that's basically what people are trading on, especially in the UK anyway. So anyway, Zhang's comments near the end about him wanting to fight Tyson Fury are pretty interesting, because if we believe what he says, that's true, that because I don't see no reason for him to lie, that the fight was very close to being completed until the rematch got called, then Fury probably would have fought him after the Ngannou fight. The chances of that happening now are very slim, because obviously he's the WBO interim champion, so he can't face somebody for the WBC belt anyway, because that's another title. So he wouldn't be able to face Tyson Fury unless he vacated the belt, which I don't think he will do, because he's gone through 2 fights with Joyce already to obtain that. Now, unless it's an astronomical amount of money, then maybe that would sway him. I don't know. But the thing is I don't even think you can get special dispensation for that, because the WBO are not that way inclined. So he would have to basically fight as a mandatory challenger, which would be Usyk, and he'd have to defend his belt as well to fight Usyk for Usyk's other belts. So which one's more attractive, the unified or just the one belt? Now, Tyson Fury is probably the easier option for Zhang, and because he's a bigger guy and he's a southpaw and he's got pretty fast hands and pretty fast combinations, even though he's not really the quickest on his feet, and he's got long reach and he can probably take a shot, maybe that would be a bit of a ugly fight for Tyson Fury, because he's not as mobile as he used to be. But I think that would give Fury motivation, because I don't think Fury would want to lose that fight, because it would be an interesting proposition. So I don't think he could bully Zhang, but he could outbox Zhang and keep him on the end of a jab and then set him up with a good punch and probably hurt Zhang. But I don't know if he would knock him out. So it's one of them. It's a case of, can he tire out Zhang before Zhang catches him with his spectacular combos and power, or has Fury got more stamina, which we'd probably have to say he has, than Zhang, to wait him out to the later rounds to finish Zhang off when Zhang tires? So we'd have to see. And what Zhang was saying about him being ill in the Hrgovic fight, it seems like it's actually pertinent, because even though Zhang tires after 6 or 7, 8 rounds, he still looked on form in the first fight with Joyce. But he probably would drop weight and wouldn't be that heavy for a Tyson Fury bout. But it's all conjecture anyway, because that fight is more than likely not happening unless Zhang vacates the belt. But anyway, would you like to see Fury fight Zhang? So leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.